If there's a better technical term, please tell me after this session. But when we have a gas project, we always talk about the chicken and egg situation. I know, not very technical, but that's the situation. You have a discovery. Let's take Ibubezi as an example on the west coast. Discovered before I was born in the 70s. And this project has reserves that should be economic. But the downstream market has not been developed. There's nowhere to send those resources to. And in this case, you have the situation where the upstream development would actually take place if the downstream market was developed. But the downstream market needs the 15 to 25 year supply agreement from the upstream side to move forward. So how do we close that gap? Who comes first, the chicken or the egg, or do they hatch together? And I think that's some of what we want to address. And lastly, something I think that's maybe near and dear to all our hearts is the Southern Africa exploration frenzy that's happening across the border from us. Why are so many companies choosing to drill 1 meter across the border when on this side the rocks are just as good, right? So with that, let me not take the stage for too long, and I'm going to address the questions with the panel. Dr. Mokoka, as SEF, we understand that a large part of your role is to really step in when there's been market failure to attract investments. So looking at that, particularly where we have the significant gas resources available, could you maybe explain to us how government plans to promote and encourage these developments and investments?
Thank you very much, and good afternoon to everyone. I think we need to take a South Africa Inc. approach in unlocking these gas opportunities. And I'll make 2 examples that are going to make the point. The first one, take 11 Victor, for instance. Total will be the first one to tell you about the technical difficulty of the field and the economics associated with it. But the opportunity there is that we can have up to 1,600 megawatts of baseload from that field. Which then means if we take a South Africa Inc. approach, would need to build some 400 kilometers or so of evacuation lines for us to be able to evacuate some of this power. Thirdly, we have a PPA regime in South Africa through the IPP office that is easy to bank. Private commercial banks are able to bank it. The DFIs in South Africa and abroad are able to partner with us in it. That is why I indicate really that it will take a South Africa Inc. approach for us to be able to unlock these projects. That's number one on the gas side. The second one relates to addressing the gas cliff from the standpoint of the Ronco pipeline. Now there's a Matola LNG project that needs about 65 petajoules for a final investment decision to be made. As the Central Energy Fund, we are 40% of the shareholders of Ronco. We have loop lining plans already ready to receive the additional 200 petajoules that can still go through the Ronco pipeline in addition to about 200, the current capacity. We already have a gas-to-power project in Komati Port to anchor that 65 petajoules using the already proven IPP project. So I want to go to the point that I made initially. If we take a South Africa Inc. approach, we can open up this project. In the third one, the Petroleum Agency of South Africa just appointed the VETS consortium to do a 2D seismic study in the Karoo, which of course will follow all the legislated environmental approvals to unlock that market. As the Petroleum Agency of South Africa, we 200 TCF of gas there. But someone has to do the heavy lifting in terms of testing the resource. That is why we are spending what we need to spend, of course, through the support of the department, to ensure that we do the initial studies that are going to make it easier for anyone who wants to invest in the company to be able to do an FID package that is not as costly.
I like the South African Inc. approach. I think we should change a chicken and egg to South Africa Inc. instead. Okay, Gil, coming